In a day, my chores include fishing and making copra in order to make enough to meet the needs of my family. My most time-consuming work throughout the week is making copra.
Jacob Jetnil's story is typical of people who live a simple subsistence way of life on Namrik Atoll and in other isolated small atolls around the Pacific. Jetnil is a fisherman and copra farmer at Namrik Atoll, a remote island located in the Rallick chain of atolls in the western reach of the Republic of Marshall Islands. Married with 4 children, the 55-year-old and his family have been enjoying the solar home system, which has brought a lot of benefits to his family. These changes have enabled Jetnil and his family to improve the quality of their lives and overcome some of the challenges of remoteness and smallness.
There is a lot of difference between a long time ago and now. The huge difference consists of having the ability to do work during the evening and having to complete a day's chore during the night. With the solar panels, I am able to see the huge difference between then and now.
A typical solar house installation consists of 2 solar panels mounted on an aluminum pole structure and connected to a deep cycle battery, charge controller and circuit breaker. Currently, there are a total of 2,675 houses throughout the Marshall Islands equipped with solar power installations. In Namrik Atoll, there is a population of around 500 men, women and children who live on the main island. People here have developed their own vision for a future that keeps them connected with their land and their heritage amidst challenges of rising seas and climate change. The home solar system, for instance, is a great advantage to everyone, especially the women who work into the night.
Indeed, the light is good. It's very good because it's bright. I now weave mats during evenings, and the light also gives me time to do some of my other work. Without the light, I am unable to weave mats. I work best at night. That's when my strength kicks in. When there's light, we are able to do work. Yet when there's no light, nothing can be done.
I am very happy because there's light that stays on throughout the night till morning. I would stay up with my grandchildren. Now we can watch TV and also do our laundry during the night. We can also do a day's chore during the night. I only weave mats during the night time now, and I can take as long as I want because the light is on throughout the night.
In its efforts to enhance energy security and to be a lead country in the use of renewable energy, the Marshall Islands government has set a 20% renewable energy target for electricity generation by 2020.
For now, it's like if we look into 2020, it's more like everything's, and for energy, 100%. We already meet that 100%, I think, on the number. But to improve it and have more things to use at the power, that maybe that's what we need. But to have solar energy, it's 100% here. Because every household have one. We used to have a lot of generators. Kerosene to oil, spent oils. But nowadays we have solar energy. We don't use those things, so that's one thing contribute to clean environment.
The government has been very vocal on this. They really want to see something happen. They want to improve the livelihood for the people in the Outer Islands. When the North Rep project came, we've done this project. We've been implementing along with SPC and MEC. We've procured an additional 1,500 systems. Now, with this project, I mean, there is no. We're sure, pretty much sure, that this project will pretty much provide electricity to all of the Outer Islands, which means all Outer Island communities in the Republic are electrified.
Renewable energy is one of the major drivers of modern progress. A life-changing program, it greatly complements efforts by government to improve livelihoods and to empower the disadvantaged and women to go to greater heights in being agents of change in society.
Before, they would make handicrafts. They will just make in the morning during daytime. And some families, they have only one like lantern, and when the child is using it to do her or his homework, then the mother will just wait, and by the time the child sleeps, then she's tired, and she couldn't really produce a lot of handicrafts. But most of the families in the Outer Islands, their income generation to sustain their livelihood is through their handicrafts. And this is one benefit, according to, as I talk with the women, they are able to use the lights during nighttime and produce more handicrafts.
The bigger one, as advocated under the energy policy, is to reduce our dependence on fossil fuel by 25% in the long term. And I believe with the North Rep project, that has also provided a very useful and I think meaningful vehicle for moving toward that goal of cutting fossil fuel dependence by 25%.
The Namrik story has inspired other atoll communities and leaders within the Marshall Islands. It has become the benchmark to inform the Marshall Islands' climate change adaptation strategies. The solar home system has seen many benefits. Amongst these are an increase in quality time spent on children's homework, family get-together, and other important domestic activities. In the beautiful island of Palau, the benefits stretch far beyond its monetary gains.
First-time homeowners is a very challenging obstacles that we're facing, especially for me as a young kid living in a small village.
30-year-old Calvin Johans of Koror in Palau is a happy man. Thanks to the Retro Energy Efficiency Subsidy Program through the National Development Bank of Palau, he managed to renovate his home with the ultimate aim of reducing energy consumption.
I am now cooking and I'm sleeping in that house, so yeah, it's a dream come true.
Reducing individual and community expenditures on fossil fuel cost helps Palau to maintain its healthy environment and healthy people. However, these can be lowered through individual and community awareness and action towards lower consumption of electrical power. The Retro Energy Efficiency Subsidy Program, or EESP, will do much to support these efforts.
That program started in mid-2012, and the seed money came from the SPC North Rep and in coordination with the Palau Energy Office and the National Development Bank. So what we do, is with the Retro Energy Efficient Subsidy Program, the homeowners or the businesses can take out what we call a microfinance loan with NDBP, and that's anywhere up to $10,000. And there's a menu of options that they can install in the homes. And the subsidy for the renovation can go up to $5,000 depending on what options they picked. And they can also install energy efficient appliances, and the subsidy for that is up to $2,500.
Another purpose of the Energy Efficient Subsidy Program is to help reduce Palau's carbon footprint and join other nations of the world in conserving energy produced by fossil fuel of oil and gas.
I believe we should not be only looking at the government's facilities or public facilities. We should also spill the program over to individual homes, and in that way we can best educate our citizens and our residents that it may be a small scale or a small solar panel on your roof, but if we put everything together, it's a big plus for Palau.
This program allows for Palau to have affordable and accessible opportunities towards these renewable energy and energy efficient technologies. So with those three programs now in Palau, it has stimulated the market. We now have available energy efficiency and renewable energy technology in the local market. And through the bank, it's affordable. People can finance through these. And it gives people ownership. They're investing in this, so they want to ensure that it's sustainable throughout the long term.
For us, energy, particularly renewable energy, is a key focus of our cooperation in the Pacific, and we're very proud to have been able to work here with Palau on trying to provide an alternative source of power rather than using fossil fuels that cost so much, fossil fuels that are certainly damaging for the environment with the emissions that are caused. So to be able to work to provide solar panels, an alternative source of power, of light, I think is an extremely important venture for us. There's great cost savings, there's great benefits to the environment.
Displaying dedication to the development of the energy sector and allowing added access to affordable and reliable energy sources, the European Union and the Secretariat of the Pacific Community, SPC, inaugurated a 150 kilowatts solar photovoltaic grid connected system at the track and field site in early 2014 as part of the NorthREP.
Personally, I kind of think that having the installation of the solar panels is a great advantage for us, especially for athletes who want to extend their training. Many of us think that having it would make a big difference. We could train more and more focused, be more focused, and try to do our best in a more greater length of time. And also, I think a great start to have promoting renewable energy here in Palau.
A recognized leader in supporting a healthy environment, Palau has significantly contributed to meeting the energy targets and improving livelihoods.
The Palau Energy Efficiency Intervention, it's been, I'd say, co-implemented by the National Development Bank of Palau. The approach taken here is based on the sustainability side of such interventions, meaning you enhance the ownership of the public on an energy efficiency intervention. A good example is painting the roof white, providing insulation in the ceiling, looking at like replacing your electric water heater by a solar water heater. And then that's where you become entitled to a certain percentage of subsidy.
Rupeni Mario works in the Economic Development Division of the Secretariat of the Pacific Community, SPC. Based in Ponape in the Federated States of Micronesia, FSM, he leads a team of energy specialists who are implementing an EU-SPC partnership intervention called the North Pacific ACP Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Project, NORTHREP.
On benefits to the community, I would say it contributes to a more reliable source of power, given the Ponape power grid provides electricity to the whole of the island of Ponape, and a contribution of about 9% into that is, I would say, quite significant from a single project. So at the end of the day, customers would like to have a reliable electricity supply. So this is part of, I would say, the Ponape State's initiative to have renewables on the grid, as well as to maintain the stability and reliable power supply.
The NORTHREP has this overarching objective of improving livelihoods through access to renewable energy. It endeavours to provide sustainable development through a green economy and to provide clean energy source needed to develop small industries and micro and small enterprises in these remote islands of Palau, Republic of Marshall Islands, and Federated States of Micronesia.
I think the lessons learned from the NORTHREP program and project is a very good lesson to be emulated through other regions. One, it brings together closer partnerships, but at the same time, it is value for money. As you have more programs, you are able to get more products with the amount of resources you have at hand. But at the same time, it creates learning activities for partners or individual participants from each as they work together in setting both policy as well as consistency of solar equipment in addressing issues of solar energy.
The Pacific is hugely reliant on imported fossil fuels, and so trying to find alternative energy sources and improvements in that is also critical to driving economic development within the countries.
Our plan is 90% delivery to population throughout the FSM, at least 90% by 2020. All these we're targeting 2020, and we want at least 50% increase in efficiency. So while we're dealing with renewables, we're also working with the gensets they have right now to be able to make them more efficient and more durable and well maintained and all that kind of stuff, to be able to, again, to try to lower the fuel use and cost of operation.
Yes, we are very thankful, and we are gratified with SPC's assistance, and also European Union and other donors of solar energy to Marshall Islands. I think the people are really happy. For the first time, the last 3 years, or well, I mean 7 years, have been good years for the people of the Marshall Islands for having the solar system, energy system installed in homes in our island.
Solar lighting has enabled the extension and improvement on the continuity of economic activities after dark. This has had particularly positive implications for women who are now able to expand income-generating activities into the night. For developing countries like FSM, RMI and Palau, this is where the future of social and economic development lies.
Thanks to what we've been able to do both in Palau but also in other island states, we've been able to bring electricity for the first time to a very large number of people, several thousand households and nearly 5,000 people. And we've also been able to help people move away from dependence on energy, imported energy, to renewable energy sources, which is a big improvement in the quality of their life, but also a contribution to the economic development of the island countries.
For all the activities and all the technical assistance that were provided to the 3 countries, they were using an international technical standards. So all the equipments that were purchased under the projects were to comply with internationally accepted standards, which has proven to work very well in other areas of the world, as well as in corrosive environment.
Northrop has basically demonstrated to the Pacific that access to electricity can be attained even at the most remote places, provided there is very good support from the local, I'd say, government, right from the government at the national level all the way to the local communities, which are the beneficiaries.
One of the most profound impacts of solar electrification has been on community-wide economic activities. The SPC EU Northrep, together with all partners involved, will continue to support and monitor the delivery and implementation of the program in RMI, FSM and Palau. Solar power is environmentally clean, low maintenance and empowering for everyone, especially for women. It is a key to future sustainable development.